Okay. Relations and functions. Well, the portions are little abstract and hence it may be a little bit of boring, but these are the core topics of mathematics. You cannot go along without relations and functions. Just let me pick up one more question. Verify whether the relation R from R to R equal to set of A B such that mod A minus B less than 4 is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. We can even say it is reflexive because for any A in R, mod A minus A, that is 0, very much less than 4. So A is a member of R for all A. Whenever mod A minus B is less than 4, A is related to B. Reflexivity is obvious. Symmetry, again, it is obvious because if mod A minus B, if AB belongs to R, then mod A minus B less than 4. Obviously, mod B minus A less than 4. Hence BA belongs to R. R is symmetric. Now you tell me, is it transitive or not? AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R. Can you say AC belongs to R? So here mod A minus B less than 4, mod B minus C less than 4. Can we say mod A minus C less than 4? If yes, you have to prove. If no, give an example. Actually, the answer is no. That means you have to produce only example. 3, 6 member of R because mod 3 minus 6 is 3 less than 4. 6, 9 belongs to R because mod 6 minus 9 is modulus. It is less than 4. But mod 3 minus 6, 3 minus 9 is not less than 4. So 3, 9 is not a member of R. So R is not transitive. Fine. So this is reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. Pick up now some term which we call equivalence class. Equivalence class always associated with an equivalence relation. Equivalence relation defined on a set A and small a, an element of A. Those elements of A that are related to this element A, that set of collection of those elements, that is known as the equivalence class of the element A, denoted by A with this bracket. That is a notation for equivalence class of A. So what is equivalence class of A? Those elements which are related to A. That is equivalence class. Simple. So equivalence class of A is those X in A so that X is related to A. X is related to A means X is a member of the relation. All those elements are the elements of the equivalence class of A. Simple example. We have seen this as an equivalence relation. Mod X minus Y is a multiple of 4. We have shown earlier. It is an equivalence relation. What is domain? It is N. Codomain is also N. Can you tell me the equivalence class of 1? Those elements which are related to 1. 1, 1 is a member of R. 1, 5 is a member of R. Or 5, 1 is also a member of R. So 5 is a member. 9 is a member because 9, 1 is also a member of R. Why 9, 1 is a member of R? 9 is related to 1 because mod 9 minus 1 is 8, which is a multiple of 4. So all those elements which are related to 1, 1 related to 1, 5 related to 1, 9 related to 1, 15 related to 1. That will be the equivalence class of 1. What will be equivalence class of 2? Those which are related to 2, 2 related to 6 related to, because mod 6 minus 2 equal to 4. Well, some properties, equivalence class are never empty. Why equivalence class are never empty? You can easily simply observe. When you take the equivalence class of 1, 1, 1 must be there because equivalence relation is reflexive. Every element must be related to the same element. So if you take the equivalence class of A, minimum A will be there because it is an equivalence relation. That is why equivalence class are non-empty. I just specify why it is. If A is a member of A, then as R is an equivalence relation, it's very much reflexive, so that A is related to A. And hence, equivalence class of A will contain at least one element A itself. So it is not empty. Equivalence class cannot be empty. It cannot happen that no element is related to an element. At least the same element will be related because it is reflexive. Two equivalence classes are either disjoint or identical. It cannot have that some elements are common in two equivalence classes. If one element is common, then both will be identical. It is again simple. Suppose I have, let me prove that. One element is common. It will be identical. Let us take two equivalence classes, two equivalence class of A and B, and suppose X is common to both. X is an element of equivalence class of A, X is an element of equivalence class of B. B show equivalence class of A and equivalence class of B are equal. Why? Here, what is happening that when you write equivalence class of A, X is an element. When you take equivalence class of B, X is an element. That's why first sentence says. Of course, equivalence class of A will contain very much A, equivalence class of B will contain very much B. You have to show now that these both are same set because I have produced one element common. Well, A is related to X because X and A are in the same equivalence class of A. X is related to A is related to X. X is related to B also because X is again in a member of equivalence class of B. A related to X and X related to B. That means A related to B. When A related to B, if I take up any element of equivalence class of A, that is Y, if I take another element Y in A, Y will be related to A, but Y related to A and A related to B implies Y related to B. Why? Because we have Y related to A is here, Y related to A is here, and A related to B. So Y related to B, Y related to and A related to B, Y related. That means Y is in the equivalence class of B. Well, when any element Y in equivalence class of A, under this condition, any element if we take that is in equivalence class of B, that means equivalence class of A is, that is the elementary set theory. Equivalence class of A is a subset of equivalence class of B. This vice versa, equivalence class of B is subset of equivalence of A, and they are equal. Hence they are equal. So if at all you pick up one element common, they are identical. So equivalence classes are identical or they are disjoint. Well, the third property is that if we take union of all the disjoint equivalence classes is equal to the set A itself. That is quite obvious. Just let us take one example. Pick up the same previous example. Equivalence class of 1, I pretend, equivalence class of 2, equivalence class of 3, and equivalence class of 4. Now, if I write equivalence class of 5, what are elements related to 5? What are the equivalence class of 5? What are the elements related to 5? 5 is related to 5. 1 is also related to 5. It also contains 1, 5, 9, 13, and so the same. That is the equivalent class of 1. If you take equivalent class of 6, 2 is related to 6, 6 related to 6, and so on. That is equivalent class of 2. Now, these 1, 2, 3, 4, they are disjoint. If you take the next one, that is identical to this. So it is obvious. Two equivalence classes are either disjoint or identical. Okay. Well, now let me pick up a question which can be considered as an MCQ. I'm not giving options here, but now you have to encounter multiple MCQs also. You take care of this question. A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Find the number of relations on A containing 1, 2, and 1, 3, which are reflexive and symmetric but not constant. Your question is that how many such relations are possible on A, which contains 1, 2, and 1, 3, which are reflexive, symmetric, and but not constant. Well, let us pick up some elements. Your A is 1, 2, 3. Across A will have 9 elements. So if I write across A itself, that is the maximum possible or the biggest possible universal relation. So R must have minimum 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 because R is flexible. Minimum you require 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay. But it is given 1, 2, and 1, 3 elements. So I must include 1, 2, and 1, 3. But once it is symmetric, I must include 2, 1 and 3, 1 also. Because 1, 2 is there, I need 2, 1. 1, 3 is there, I need 3, 1. Because it is symmetric, being symmetric. So now let us try to list according to the minimum requirement. As it is reflexive, I need 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. I need 1, 2, and 1, 3. So I need 2, 1 and 3, 1. Well, you know, equivalence class, the number of A cross is 9. Here I listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements. I want the number of relations which are reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. Is it transitive? Can any of you answer? Is it transitive? No. R is reflexive and symmetric, but not transitive. Why not transitive? There is 2, 1. There is 1, 3. 2, 1 is there, 1, 3 is there. But 2, 3 is not there. It is not transitive. So among our kitty, we need how many such possibilities? We have selected one. One of that is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1. It is reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. Now let us take another one. We cannot remove any element from here because we need reflexive, so need these 3, and these 2 are by virtue given. So as it is symmetric, we need this much. We cannot remove. We can add. Let us add one more element. If we add 2, 3, then you need 3, 2. Why? Because it is symmetric. Well, once you add 2, 3 and 3, 2, you added 2 more elements. Here I have listed 7. 2 more elements listed. It is 9. That is as good as A cross A. But A cross A is very much reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, which we don't need. Why is it transitive? Because there are 9 elements. That is A cross A, which we don't need. We need how many are there? Reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. The answer is only one. Are you getting along? There is only one relation from A to A, which are reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, which contains 1, 3, and 1, 2. Is it okay? My dear children, you tell me, is it okay? Well, let us take one more of the similar nature. A is 1, 2, 3. Find the number of equivalence relation on A containing 1, 2. Well, you must think faster, must work out how many equivalence relations are on A which contains 1, 2. Okay, here again, across there 9 elements. It contains 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 because equivalence relation is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. And given element 1, 2, so I need 2, 1. Now it is symmetric. So how many are there? 3 plus 2, 5 elements now. I listed that 5 elements. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, and 2, 1. Tell me, is it reflexive, symmetric, and transitive? Reflexivity is assured. Symmetry is again assured. What about transitivity? Is this relation listed transitive or not? Can anyone answer? Om, can you answer? Is it transitive? Hello. Is
No, sir.
Why not? Tell me.
Because
Yeah. Anyone can tell, is it transitive?
Because it is not 3, 1 or 1, 3.
1, 3 is not there, 3, 1 also not there. So what happens? Transitivity, if you have AB and BC, then AC must be there. 1, 3 is not there, no problem.
Yes, it is transitive.
It is transitive. It is very much. It is not violating transitive anywhere. So this is one among the candidate. We want equivalence. So it is equivalence relation, which contains 1, 2, 1, 2 is there, 2, 1 is there. It is transitive also. So this is one among. We are asked how many are there. Okay. This is very much an equivalence relation, no doubt. How many are left out elements? There are 9 elements. There are listed 5. 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. Let me add 1, 3. If you add 1, 3, I need 3, 1 because it is symmetric. When I add 1, 3, I need 3, 1. If I simply add 1, 3 and 3, 1 along with this, will it be an equivalence relation? There comes question. If you have, look at, if you have 3, 1 and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 1, 2, there should be 3, 2. Otherwise, it is not transitive. We need 2, 3 because there is 1, 2, sorry, 2, 3. There is 2, 1, 1, 3. So 2, 3 is needed. When 2, 3 is needed, because you see 2, 1 and 1, 3 is there. So you need 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is needed. We need 3, 2. 1, 2, 3 is needed. Then we need 3, 2. That means all 4 elements are added along with this. These are 5. I added 4. All 9 elements. Now you have R is all 9 elements. That is again an equivalence relation. Now I cannot have one more. One more is not possible. So tell me how many equivalence relations are possible which contain 1, 2. The answer is, which is as good as I say, the answer is 2. There are 2 equivalence relations which contain according to us. Okay. Well, your question now. Write examples of relations of the following kind. Now I am picking up all kinds here. Can you read this? Reflexivity, symmetry, and transitivity. I need all. This one, not reflexive, not symmetric, not transitive, all possibilities. Not yes, but only transitive, not reflexive, not symmetric. Here, not reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. I want the examples for all kinds of relations. I have one more question or 2 more questions. One is here. Show that R from n to n, R equal to set of x, y such that 3 divides x minus y is an equivalence relation. Also list all the disjoint equivalence constants. Again 16. It is again more tricky. Be careful of the previous kind. A is equal to 1, 2, 3. Find the number of relations on A which are reflexive, symmetric, and but not transitive. In the previous question, there was some more condition given, that is, we needed some extra element. Here, I need all possible relations on A which are reflexive, symmetric, but not transitive. Well, that's all for today. We'll meet back tomorrow.